I do want you guys to introduce yourselves and your characters one more time. I know we did that the very first session, but this is session 3. So, Lark, I would like you to start. Can you give us a quick rundown of your character?
Yeah, my name is Lark. I am playing Sashimi. Okay, my character's name is Sashimi. They are a anomalous creature that has come from an alternate dimension. Maybe. The science of this world hasn't really figured it out yet, and he doesn't really know that either. He is a kineticist and is divorced from our other party member, Gari.
Sashimi used to be a past adventurer, but now is hired by Calabash Spice because a flyer was sent out, which is also the fate of our other 2 party members. Sashimi. River is...
I play a Flask, and he is a very large leopard seal person. Kind of looks a little bit like a gnoll. That's a running joke. And he found out last time that he is undead, so he's a little bit broody about that. But it's not the worst thing that's ever happened to him. And yeah.
He's a funny little revenant guy.
He's a funny little revenant. He just found out he's a revenant. He's having a weird day in general. But he does have a new friend, so...
Big, large, McHuge fuck.
Now we're going to go to Bubby. Bubby's character is named Gari, and if you could tell us a little bit about Gari.
Gari is a disgraced professor who was studying the magical use, or the...
Natural science in conjunction with magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, we shopped our characters together. Shopped and shipped, baby.
Unfortunately,
failed to deliver.
Unfortunately, chaos magic got involved, and he melted a bunch of his students together into one amorphous blob creature. So he's currently on the run from the law and trying to get enough money to retire peacefully into the woods. And then maybe die there.
All right.
He has a fish, and the fish is immortal. His name is Igor. He's kind of looks like if a piranha and a pacu fish had a baby, and he's got a little scar on the side of him.
He's shaped like a sphere.
He's shaped like a sphere. He lives in a glass orb in Gari's backpack.
And he loves it.
And he loves that fish.
It's his son.
Igor's basically a Marimo.
However, if Gari dies, Igor is going to explode because he added a dead man's switch inside of his
They're
fish.
life linked, unfortunately.
All right, and I'm your DM. I am part of the love letter system, and we are working very hard to put this session together and remember everything. I'm Wizard Cookie, and I work together with our host Honey to make sure everything runs smoothly and that the characters are written properly. We do want to do pronouns. Our pronouns are they, them.
My friend Lark, pronouns she, her.
River, my pronouns are he and him.
Bubby, he, him, usually, it's sometimes.
The Spice Manor is run by 2 brothers, Calabash and Coriander. Coriander was in the midst of collecting a ring. This ring was discovered to be the Ring of Regeneration. On that mission, Calabash and Coriander went into this dungeon alone. Calabash emerged unscathed and hired an adventurer's party to go save his brother. The adventurer's party took, I believe, 2 weeks to get to his brother. Coriander was fine, surprisingly, just laying there in the dungeon. And he was retrieved.
It took us half a day to get there. It took 2 weeks to find an adventure party competent enough to get in there.
Let's not think about that.
Foretold Caverns is a place that is not just for any adventurer, especially not little goblins.
Little bonelets.
Bonelet is a goblin that they met, and is currently in the ER because he was dying of drinking a potion that had whiffleweed in it.
He was allergic.
But, continuing, the party was officially hired and is sleeping in the Spice Manor. The Spice Company creates things, imagine it as fantasy Little Debbie.
That is
I have no
It's-
idea what
I-
Little Debbie is.
That's
Snack
like
cakes?
the snack cakes, like the fucking not Twinkies, but like
No, they do Twinkies.
no, that's Hostess.
I believe we could just we could start here. You guys purchased some stuff from the vendors last night.
So fuck the recap for
Well-
any of us.
Oh no, actually, you know what? No, give us.
You're just doing the recap yourself. You get the hero point.
Don't give the GM the hero point.
My hero point is to kill you if I so please.
Oh my god.
Okay, no, I'm just kidding. River, you wanted to do the full detailed recap? I will give it to you.
Detailed?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay, last session, we picked up where we left off in the first session. We crossed a big chasm inside the dungeon. Turned out there was some big old slimes in there. Then we found a boy, and he was in the very end of that dungeon, and he was just laying there apparently for 2 weeks, just boy rotting.
So we grabbed him.
And we grabbed him out of the magic circles that he created to defend himself, grabbed the ring, and then we skedaddled as the entire place started crumbling around us. Gary had a near heart attack as his fish got launched out of the dungeon into the air by I have no idea, a rogue
slime wave.
a rogue slime wave. But we all made it out safe, even the fish.
I launched Gary at the fish.
Yeah. You launched Gary, punted him directly up into the air, and he caught it. Very dramatic. I believe Honey drew that scene.
Press A to save Zelda.
Press A to save Zelda moment. Flask found out he was dead. That wasn't great.
Oh yeah, Flask found out he was brought back
He's
through.
a revenant.
He's a revenant. He was brought back through necromancy, right?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
And so he's thinking about that, but also he's somewhat fine. He got cuddles at the end of the day, so
Yeah, Coriander decided to
sneak into his room and cuddle him in the night because Calabash forbade him from sharing his room with Flask.
He was forbidden.
So instead, Coriander came to Flask's room.
Yep.
And Gari and Sashimi had to share a room.
Gari and Sashimi shared a room entirely.
With my bitch wife.
Yeah, Gari decided to take one for the team and room with Sashimi. Well, in the middle of the night, actually, first, River, you got your hero point, which is a bottle tab from a Dr. Pepper can that Lark has been sipping on.
Yes.
For anyone who's wondering, a hero point can be used to save a character or help you perform better on a roll that would save your character or do something heroic.
If you want to re-roll, it's a re-roll. It's a free re-roll.
Free reroll. We are...
Get in there.
Yes, I would like everyone to close your eyes for a moment and really get into the zone. You smell floor polish. It is a bright new morning.
Holding a small elf.
You're holding a small elf. In the shared room, Gari and Sashimi, the bed's a little bit small, so you did have to touch skin at night.
Well, the thing is, I think Gari would wake up first because he's a chronic insomniac.
Okay, well, actually, do you go out in the middle of the night? Do you not, do anything? Do you not sleep?
No, he sleeps. It's just he's gonna get up very early in the morning with one specific goal in mind.
How early? Like crack of dawn?
Yeah, like crack of dawn.
All right, what's your goal?
Sashimi is gonna hear him get up
Yeah.
because he's used to it. And he's gonna hear a rustling noise and a jingling noise. And Gari's trying to steal Sashimi's cut and just dip.
Sashimi's what? Oh, the money?
Yeah.
He's trying to steal the money that you guys were paid for yesterday?
Can I roll a stealth check?
Flask
Well,
is...
He's not
Flask
trying.
was
He's not
considering-
particularly stealthy.
I am. I'm trying to do
I had
something.
no
here.
idea Flask was not the only one who was considering dipping.
Oh my god,
Give me
okay.
a stealth check. Can I get a stealth check?
Well, no, 1 second. Oh, I didn't even know we could do a stealth check in a moment. I do want to say, you get interrupted Gari, because in the middle of you doing this, there's a small knock on your shared room door. There's no roof to your room, so you can hear everybody else, but you do see the ceiling, and it's covered in beautiful hand-painted art of what looks to be angels in space and some constellations. You hear a small little knock at your door. You hear, and you hear, "Hello? Excuse me. Is anyone in there? Anyone awake?"
No.
Are you just lying to this thing?
Okay, well, it's Maisie, and I just wanted to let you know that, Mr. Calabash wants to have a conversation with you guys. You guys get to get your bronze badges today, and I'm so excited for you, and,
She can hear it.
From the room.
Okay, she goes, okay, well, I'm gonna assume you guys need a little bit more sleep, but whenever you're awake and you're gonna, the badges actually have a fun little function. It's a little tracker. In case you get in trouble, we can locate you and bring you back here and heal you up. So you...
Somewhere in a room adjacent to this is like, you just hear...
The beast.
Snoring.
It's the beast slumber.
And Maisie says,
That's all I wanted to say. I'm going to be out in the halls, and I'm going to be doing my patrol. If you need me, just let me know. Bye-bye.
Under his
Maisie
breath,
is security for this place.
she's probably the most formidable one in this mansion. Under Gari's breath, she's just like fucking corporate stooge.
"Oh my god!"
Oh my
He's
god.
grumpy. He just woke up.
You'll get used to it.
I love Maisie. Gary
Gary
can take her, leave her.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, okay, Sashimi, I'm just going to say that you do hear some jingling, and it does rustle you awake from your sleep.
Gary, are you still fucking, like, trying to steal my shit?
Yeah.
Can I roll a stealth check to just appear behind him?
Oh, you're gonna sneak up on him? That's why you want the stealth check?
Yes, I want to grab him by the scruff.
Okay, yeah. You know Gari, so I'm gonna assume that you know
Sorry.
most of what he's up to and stuff. So I'm going to have you just roll a d10. Roll a d10.
A D10. Ooh, I like my chances. Fuck, which one's a D10? This one. 5.
5. Okay,
That's
you.
mid.
Yeah, it's half.
Average.
It's average.
It's quite literally the average of
You
the die.
you get up and you hear the bed creak under you, but Gari doesn't seem to notice. Gari's too focused. So you do get away with it. What do you do?
I am now behind him.
Nothing
Standing
personal, kid.
Okay.
Keeping your fucking pack unorganized. No fucking change.
Are you done? Like once, because I'm not saying anything. I'm waiting for you to turn around.
Yeah, Gary's gonna he's got the bag and he's gonna turn around.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So you've become a thief in these years.
I wouldn't say thief, more you haven't paid alimony checks in quite a while.
I'm the one who still lives with our daughter.
I still hold leverage at our university, or did. So I think I'm actually, since I'm the one with the lesser income now, you owe me money.
I don't think a fugitive has any right to alimony.
And I don't think you have any right to judge.
I haven't broken any laws!
That I know of. Whatever, here's your stupid gold. I'm just gonna do a few more jobs. I'm not gonna take that stupid tracker because I don't need anyone knowing where I am at any time.
Yeah, you don't need anyone, do you?
No, I don't.
As you two are bickering, you see something in the corner of your eyes. Gari, you assume it's a hallucination, so you don't turn and look.
I don't think he does.
Do you? I assume that you hallucinate a lot. As an insomniac.
Okay, regardless of if he does all the time,
I
that
don't
doesn't
think you can get to assume that.
No, he's a paranoid bastard. He would turn.
Okay, because I assumed that
Incorrect.
insomnia would make you see things.
Gary doesn't usually hallucinate. There has been a few times where he's been particularly stressed out, especially after the incident, that he was hallucinating quite a bit. People chasing him, spiders under his skin, stuff like that.
Whoa!
Those are two very...
Those are two very different
But
things.
he doesn't normally hallucinate.
Okay,
He wouldn't hallucinate now. He's gotten, like, 3
He's
hours.
probably got the best
He's
sleep.
got like a 4-hour sleep, so he's
Yeah,
fine.
the most sleep he's had in years.
Yeah.
You've sharpened your hallucination recognition senses.
This probably, whatever this is, something tells me it's not people chasing him or spiders under his skin, so it's probably not one of his usual hallucinations.
Yeah. All right. So, Sashimi, do
I
you
can't believe we
look?
have to do this.
Yes, why would I not? We're in a...
You're in an argument. I don't know if you're focused on the argument or if you're like.
I'm in a private room. If
All
there's
right.
someone else outside of the 2 people that should be in here, one including myself, I'm gonna be like,
What is it?
huh?
You
What-
see a chicken.
What?
What?
It's a small little chicken, and it's running.
How would anybody not see that?
It is a very tiny little chick, and it runs across the ground like a soot sprite.
Gary like
Yep.
stops and
It's just one day.
Gary like looks down and he's like, "This place has vermin now."
Vermin?
What
Vermin
else am I supposed to say?
Now?
There-
As if we've been here for more than a day? Sorry, that was in character. I shouldn't interrupt when you're saying things.
You're not in the room, you're snoozing.
Yeah, I'm just over here like,
Yeah, really, you haven't. Flask is asleep.
I'm just incredulous.
All right. So, what do you do?
What do you mean what I do? It's a tiny bird, right?
Yeah. You just let it be. Doesn't sound like you're gonna do anything.
What do you think he's gonna do? Like stomp on it?
Is it like no, it's where did it get in from?
That's a good question.
Am I able to like do an investigation check or something?
Yeah, would you like to look around for any entrances a little baby chick would have gotten in from?
Gary's gonna try to pick it up.
Gary, when you try to reach down and pick this little chick up, it runs under the doorway. It, like, right under the little crack in the door.
Okay, there's no fucking need for investigation.
Oh, gee, I wonder where it came from.
Gary just like
I wonder how it got in here.
Gary just narrows his eyes and then looks at Sashimi and he's like, "Do you think that thing is a surveillance thing?"
There's
Birds aren't
so much wrong with you.
birds aren't real. They're cameras.
There's so much wrong with you. How'd that thing get in here? Why is it in there? Why is it a chick? That's fucking weird.
It came from under the floorboard. We are in a place that manages a farm. It is small enough to get under the door. It is a wild animal and just moves about capriciously in order to find cover.
Or
Any more questions?
Or it could be magically created to spy on us.
Like you're so important.
I am important. I'm wanted in at least 2 countries.
And you think these snotty little boys that own this place wouldn't just turn you in for the hefty profit if they already had you here?
My bounty is nowhere near that big for it to show up on any multimillionaire's list.
Then you're not important enough to have someone craft a baby chick as a surveillance job.
Oh, there could be other people in this manor.
As you guys are bickering, we are going to shift our field of view as listeners to the cozy little side room.
the coziest, comfiest little room in the world.
And you, Flask, are awoken by bickering.
Flask is like,
Mom and Dad are fighting.
stop fighting!
You wake up and,
Is there still an elf?
yep, Coriander is covered in your fur. And is
like a cat.
and is tucked up under your arm and doesn't seem to mind the odor of a day of musk.
Ugh.
It's been a lot more than a day.
No!
Stinky.
Our barbarian is fucking gross!
Who doesn't good?
He kind of,
He's a wild man.
Coriander perks up, and all of you kind of... Okay, Bubby's cap just went into his Coca-Cola. I saw that happen in real time.
Tragic.
Alright, well, as you're doing that, all of you hear a muffled scream. Kind of a muffled, like, angry yelling. And then more you listen, you start to hear, it might not be angry, it sounds more just very overconfident and bossy.
Good morning, Calabash.
And yes,
No, it's that one.
you do recognize it is Calabash's voice. He comes storming in here.
in here?
No, not into your rooms, but you do hear him outside of the best way I can describe
The dormitory?
the dormitory. You hear Calabash opening doors and closing them, and you hear the opening and closing doors coming towards you. He unlocks your door, Sashimi and Gari, and just swings it open and looks inside and then shuts it again, and then goes to the next door over, swings open your door, Flask, and looks around. Can't see Coriander under your fur.
Coriander is camouflaged.
And slams the door again, walks out, and you hear him yelling, "Has anyone seen my brother? I've been looking all night."
Is that a surveillance drone too?
Coriander hears the yelling too, and actually pulls a little bit of your arm fat down over his face.
Yeah, Flask wraps around him a little bit tighter and just goes.
Yeah.
Gary just he just turns to Sashimi. He's like, "We are going to talk about this later." And then he gets dressed.
So you guys are getting up.
The rest of the party doesn't know where Coriander is either. The only one who knows is Flask.
Gary doesn't give a shit.
You do hear ringing. You hear like a bell ringing, and Calabash comes back in and starts ringing a bell and goes, "We have an emergency. Everyone get up. Everyone get up right now. All of you up." Maisie's already up. Why is no one else up? And then you hear like a gruffled voice going, "I baked bread at night last night. I slept a bit. I'm tired."
Why do we live with the Muppets?
We are the Muppets.
I can only do a few voices. You gotta cut me some slack.
It's the Muppets Great Caper Hotel.
It's the Muppets, and the person who owns the place is just Germa.
Sure.
The only thing Calabash hears from Flask's room is just.
Okay, more snoring. Okay.
Motherfucker's not getting up.
No, Calabash runs over to your door and just knocks the bell on it. You just hear ding ding ding, and you just hear, and he's like, "Wake up, big beast, we need to find my brother." Hello? Okay, he gets sidetracked, and then you hear him go, and then you
Bark like a little dog?
Someone get this thing! There's a mouse in here, and then you hear a smaller voice go,
No, sir, that's a chicken. I was looking for him. I'm so sorry. He got in. Coriander brought him in earlier. It's a little chicken.
and then I don't want him in here. Get him out. He's not an adventurer. He does not belong here. And then
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll get him out right now.
everyone away. Everyone get up. Everyone get up. Why is no one waking up? I don't hear rustling.
There's no way he isn't like a cokehead. I'm sorry, he's got this much energy at like
Gary
5 in the morning.
Gary just like slings his fucking satchel on his side, attaches his little vials to his tail, and then he just walks out.
Okay, Calabash turns around and sees you, and he goes, "Oh, oh my gosh, I hired beast folk." Okay, all right.
The racist.
Have you seen my brother? Have you seen him anywhere? Like, just walking around, I don't know, eating mud? Like, doing things brothers do?
No, maybe he got lost in another cave.
He wouldn't do that, because if he went out without my permission, I would be very upset.
Sounds like you're upset right now. So.
I am very upset right now, because I don't know where he is, and I just need to know where he is. Last night... Actually, no. I noticed this morning that he was missing, and I wanted to make sure that he's safe. I don't know if he was kidnapped. Our family has a very high name. You know that the spice brand is very popular. Who knows if someone would try to hold him hostage?
He's not in here. I'm not your brother's keeper, so I wouldn't know.
I'm not my brother's keeper either, which is why I've lost him.
Okay, Kane, go find him then.
We're not hired to babysit.
All right, Calabash is storming over and like opens your door again, and walks inside and he goes, "Have you seen my brother? Have you seen my brother? Are you awake? It's morning time." Normally I would let you sleep longer, but there was an emergency, so I need you to wake up.
I don't think that's an issue.
What don't you think is an issue?
I think Coriander's fine.
You think he's fine? Do you know where he went? Did he tell you where he went? Where is he? Okay. Flask, I see as River motioned opens up his skin
His blanket.
his blanket.
Lifts his arm, accompanied by the blanket.
Yeah. Okay, underneath
And
there.
there's just a little elf guy like
All right.
covered in fur.
Calabash winces at the smell. He like backs up a little bit and
Yeah.
goes, and then he looks down and goes, ah! And he like kind of like makes a motion like he's going to grab Coriander, and then he like pulls his hands back, and then he's just like sitting there and he's like, how long has he been in here?
I don't know when he came in here last night.
Calabash, with shaky, well-manicured hands, reaches down and grabs Coriander's leg and just starts pulling on him.
Oh my god!
Okay,
What the fuck?
Flask is going to grab Calabash's arm.
Don't touch me.
And he's going to, don't do that, let him sleep.
I can't let him sleep. He works here. You work here. You need to wake up.
He's been through a rough time, let him sleep.
What rough time has he gone through? He just got lost in a cave and passed out for 2 weeks. Everyone does that. There comes a time in every elf's life when they do that. So I think he's just becoming a man.
I assume.
Isn't he an adult already?
He's an adult, but it's different
He's
for
like
elves.
400
You would-
years old.
Yes, but you wouldn't understand. I'm 400. He's 200.
Okay.
He's so small.
I'm 40.
I'm sorry.
What the
Coriander, wake up.
like,
And-
Flask is like covering him a little bit, like
Flask, like-
protecting him.
like bends down his ears.
Yeah, his ears are flat, but he doesn't really have very large ears to begin with.
No. He's smooshing down Coriander's ears.
Oh.
Smushing down Coriander's ears. Yeah, he's smushing down Coriander's ears.
Coriander shifts and goes, I don't want to wake up. I'm tired. You have to get up. You have to get up because we run a company. And why did you come in here? You know it. You know that you're not supposed to leave your room at night, and you came in here anyway. I'm an adult. I can go wherever I want. I can stay up all night if I want to. Oh, yes, you can technically, but that's not the rules because I made the rules to keep you safe. And you know what happens if you don't stay safe. Things like the cave incident happen. Things like Grandma and Grandpa's happen. And you see Coriander actually
Did you just send him to the cave alone?
Calabash looks up at you and goes, I didn't send him alone. No, I went with him.
And you abandoned him there?
There was something fishy happening in that cave, and we were being chased by something, and I personally did not I couldn't stay. I could have died, okay?
There were just slimes in there.
Do you not know about the foretold caverns?
No.
Okay, well, it is alive. That cave is alive. If I were to stay in there for...
yes, it talked to Gari.
Gari's just like...
It spoke to Gari.
It spoke?
Gari looks uncomfortable and he's like holding a cup of coffee it got from a fucking standing dispenser.
I do not know what it said, but it did speak to Gari.
Only Gari?
Yes.
Okay, well I don't believe that's possible because the foretold caverns only try to communicate with individuals who have caused great suffering on others.
Oh shit!
So I don't believe that would have happened. Okay. He kind of
Is it not unreasonable for Coriander to sleep in a little bit longer?
No, because I wake him up very, very early so that we can get everything done.
What time is it?
Calabash takes out a very gaudy pocket watch and flicks it open and reaches inside and takes out a breath mint. It's not a pocket watch, it's a breath mint holder.
Oh my god, what the fuck is with this guy?
And then he looks at his wrist, and then he touches his wrist, and on it is pin marks that suddenly move to the current time.
He drew on his own watch and then makes it magically work?
Yes, and
What the fuck is this guy?
it's 8 a.m.
I think he can sleep a little longer.
He can't because he does a specific job that I can't do and I don't want to do, and he needs to keep his animals in line because there are small little animals running around. And Coriander like sits up and goes, "Wait, did Sooty get out again? Did who? Did Sooty get out again? Cause I got last night before I went to bed. I went out and checked on the chickens. I think Sooty might have crawled up in my hood and might have come inside on accident. He's tiny though, but he's so tiny that if you step on him, his bones just kind of bend and he can't really get crushed. How do you know this? Because I stepped on him once. Okay, well, all right.
He's immune to bludgeoning
Oh my god,
damage.
he's those fucking chicken squishies.
Oh
The ones from TikTok, the
Those
ones
taboo squishies or whatever they're called.
the ones that get flocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Calabash steps back and goes, well, okay. And then he's like, whatever, just get your animals and get them out before we start getting visitors for today, because the company needs to be pristine. Mom and Dad wouldn't like it if everything went to shit when they were gone. So I just need everyone to get in line, okay? And then he steps outside.
Is abandoning your brother in a cave for 2 weeks not unacceptable?
Oh no, it is unacceptable. And I've made a huge mistake. But he's fine.
YouTuber apology.
Yeah, he gets out his violin.
He turns back though and he says, and then he reaches up one of his hands and he points at a little red string, and then he says, as long as this is red, Coriander's fine. I'm keeping an eye on him. He doesn't have to be right in front of me, but I know he's not dead. I just would like to know where he is. That's why I'm a little bit nervous this morning. I'm a little bit
Sometimes
overactive.
There are worse things than death. There are worse things than death in this world.
I don't think so, because death is when you just stop existing, so that's the worst thing that could happen to you. So,
Think of who you were saying this to.
a beast? Oh, right. You are undead, isn't that right?
Yes, we found that out yesterday.
Okay, so you died, but you were brought back, so you're technically still alive. So I don't want to hear it right now. I'm currently very, very busy. And then he turns to walk away, but he turns back around and says, Coriander, wake up. And then he just leaves.
This guy is like if he did not own this company, he would be attending every HR meeting about sensibility and like
He is
sensitivity
the HOA.
training.
He is the HOA of his own house.
Coriander gets up and he stretches a little bit and he goes, I don't want to shower. I don't think I'm going to shower.
You are covered in my fur.
Yeah, I guess I am.
And like Flask reaches out with a big hand and kind of like brushes them off a little bit. With big mitts.
His big mitts.
His big old paws.
You guys get up and get ready for the day. Coriander already heads out. He's mumbling something about how he has to milk the cows with mage hand.
Why not just milk them? You still have to like...
Does he not?
It's a somatic spell. You still have to move your hands to do mage hand.
I mean, maybe he can make multiple mage hands at once to
Maybe
multiple cows.
Maybe he makes a fleet of mage hands.
Yeah.
He's a one-man dairy farm.
He's working those cows like a fucking Ava mecha. He's just like...
Those cows are the last almond in the fucking almond milk factory.
Oh my god. Ew.
Sorry,
What the fuck?
Not what we say.
You guys get out in the hallway. The tavern there's already some customers in there.
Like Flask stepping out of the room like
The lumber.
he's like and he looks a little bit like sort of disheveled, more than usual. You guys have only known him for like a day, so you don't know what his usual morning is, but he's definitely, he looks like his fur has been rustled in the night, like someone's been ruffling his fur in the night.
There's like a clear like orb shape right here where his fur is spiraled.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a cow
There's
lick.
a Corey outline.
There's a cow lick in the shape of a small man, right on his chest.
Aww.
So...
Interesting, it even has the shape of his hairdo.
You guys get out in the hallway and Maisie comes by and says, I don't know if you've seen him today, but Mr. Calabash seems a little bit weird. He's not usually like this, if you would believe that.
I don't.
I don't.
Okay, well, he's a little bit...
We have only known him for a day, and this is the first morning we have seen him.
That is so true.
So true, best.
He said that he can't currently give these to you, but I did want to kind of... You guys are kind of a group, right? You guys count... You're a party. Do you want me to register you all together, all three, as a party that works here?
I suppose for now.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing in character.
You, what's your name, Golden Calf?
Don't call me that. My name is Sashimi.
Sashimi! Like salmon.
Yes.
That's so fun.
Every interaction that's had today has had, like, zero thought.
Do you guys have a team name that you'd like to register? Or would you just like me to write you all down as, the three guys?
I do not think we should have such a permanent situation.
Oh, you guys don't want to like permanently work together? Would you prefer for me to write you down as separate?
Do you have a temporary contract or something?
You can leave whenever you desire, considering that this is just something that you sign up for. If you don't want to work for our company anymore, we can give you, we can just immediately cut you off so that you don't have any legal issues still connected to you with the company.
Alright. It is agreeable for now, for me.
Okay, alright, that sounds good.
I did not know I was not the only one who had hang-ups about the long term.
I don't like to stay in one place.
Same.
Most adventurers are like that. I was very surprised that you decided to stay with us last night, and I'm very glad that you decided to stay with us last night. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Spice Company.
Flask is just thinking about how he would have left already if not for, like, the little man that came into his room.
Aww.
Gar would have left immediately if his ex-husband didn't wake up and fucking grab him like his cat.
Gary is gonna turn to Maisie though, and he's just gonna be like, I'm not wearing a tracker.
Oh, okay, that's part of the contract here. You will have to carry your badge around. It's just so that we can keep you safe. We don't want you, if your trackers just go completely still.
Is it what Calabash considers safe? Because I am reasonably concerned about his sense of safe.
The trackers were actually my idea because we did have a situation where one of our adventurers entered a dungeon and the dungeon actually closed on him. And we couldn't locate the dungeon again until it reopened.
You seem much more well-adjusted than the other one. I am fine with that.
Oh, okay.
I was concerned when Calabash told me that he thinks that as long as his brother is alive, he is safe, which is not true.
Oh, Mr. Calabash is safe as long as Coriander is alive.
You mean as long as the red string is still red?
Oh yes, the red string. We don't have to talk about that right now.
They are bound?
Not necessarily. It's kind of it's a family thing. I can't really get into it. It's more of it's something I just can't talk about. I'm under contract.
Sashimi just kind of like nervously glances at Gari. It's just like less of a communication and more of a looks at the camera like I'm in the office type of communication.
Gari's already hypothesizing what the hell these fools' secrets could be.
The fuck are these elves up to? What's been going on in the elf kingdom?
Maisie
Some illegal shit.
Maisie holds up badges. They look kind of like eyes, but they are a symbol that is an oval and two crescent moon shapes that make a little pupil in the middle.
Dude, I love Welcome to Night Vale.
Is that a Welcome to Night Vale thing?
No, it's just like...
Oh, I just made up an eye symbols.
Eye symbols
are kind of everywhere. That's just one of the places it is.
Oh.
Dude, I love the little evil eye charms that scare away envy or
Oh,
whatever.
so true, the evil eye. Maisie hands you guys these badges. They're very shiny and they look very...
She holds it out and then Flask, giant hand, just
When you pick it up, you realize that they're made it to be little pins that you can put onto cloth. And on it, you see it's kind of... it has an internal glow, as if it's been enchanted. And Maisie smiles and says,
I worked really hard with Mr. Calabash to do a really big batch of these to, we sometimes have to redo the spells because they wear off, but,
You made these.
yeah, I made these. Do they look good?
Very beautiful.
Thank you! I worked really hard on them. I'm really glad.
I may need help putting it on.
Oh,
I think the pin may be a little bit too small for my fingers.
it's a little bit too small? Okay, yeah, I can help you with that. Maisie...
Flask kneels down. He has to kneel down so far because isn't Maisie a gnome?
yeah, she's very small.
He has to kneel down
Almost like laying.
He gets on his
laying
hands and
down.
knees.
Yeah, he has to fucking get down on all fours or some shit.
Maisie is moving with much more dexterity, as if she's not really, afraid that you would do anything. A lot less, very polar opposite to Calabash's motions around you, moving as if you're some kind of, bear.
Well, he is a bear. He's kind of a big bear.
Maisie seems to trust you a lot more, and she's very gentle, and she places the pin on, what's a piece of clothing that he would want it on?
He has he doesn't have any clothing on his chest, so probably
It's on his cloak,
on his
right?
arm.
Oh yeah, that little piece of cloth on his arm.
He has the leather coverings on both of his arms. He doesn't really have anything made out of soft cloth on his person. Everything that is on him is sort of hardened old leather. But if she can manage to get through, it probably the shoulder bit.
You do feel her kind of push it in, and then you feel some kind of warm buzzing on your arm. And you see Maisie's hand is kind of glowing lightly. And suddenly the pin goes through really easy on your hard leather. And she places it there and steps back and goes, "There you go, got it in."
Thank you.
And she hands one to you, Sashimi, and then turns to you, Gari, and says,
Is this okay? I know you said that you really don't like being tracked, but I promise you it's for your safety, because if you go into a dungeon and it closes and reopens somewhere else, we're not going to know where that dungeon is, and we won't be able to send a rescue team.
And you're saying this is part of the contract to wear this?
Yes, because I just don't want anything bad to happen to you.
He just takes a deep breath and takes the pin and, shoves it on the one of his suspenders.
That looks so nice on you. Look at that. Oh, aren't you just so sweet? Look at you.
and then she steps back, and then she claps her hands together, and she says,
Flask, by the way, knows now that Gari was involved in some type of horrible atrocity.
yeah.
Oops.
um,
Flask just has that in the back of his mind.
He's like, what the fuck did you do?
Flask was like, maybe I'm not the worst person here.
Flask is just like, the cave didn't talk to me.
The cave did not talk to me.
That must not be that bad.
That must not
Shit.
be. Damn.
I'm starting to look like a saint.
I'm looking pretty good right now.
some humans and elves walk by past you guys from the quarters. They also have little pins on, you notice. You do see the guy with the fluffy blonde hair that you saw in the cave.
Oh, the guy we saw in the cave!
Yeah, Crystal Guy. Crystal Guy is walking by. He's holding his crystal still, as if that's just a thing he does. He just wants everyone to know he has a crystal.
He's very proud of his crystal.
Yeah, he has a little feather on his hat, and he turns and looks at you guys.
He spent a big paycheck on that crystal.
I'm spending 3 nights in this cave.
He pats you on the back, Sashimi, and goes, "Glad you got out of there." And then he continues walking.
That's it?
Yep.
Nothing else.
Nope. He's offering. He says he's glad you got out of that dungeon safely.
I've seen better camaraderie at a pirate ship.
Academia was similar to this.
Maisie wanders away, and she's kind of tittering to herself, trying to get everyone in check.
I trust that one.
Maisie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the only one I would ever put any stock into here.
She seems like she has a good head on her shoulders.
She'll probably spill their secrets if we put enough pressure on her.
That is a strange thing to say.
I'm just thinking about our best interests.
I do not think our best interests are interrogated.
I'm not saying we interrogate her. I'm just saying we put a little light pressure.
I think if you're just friendly enough, people will tell you things.
Yes, I concur.
Well, fine. We'll do it your way then.
You guys walk by the tavern, and you see that a lot of the employees are over at a specific table. They are getting breakfast and drinks, just like...
Do employees get free food and drink here?
Yeah, just like Calavesh said in the last
Sick.
session, you get free food and free drinks.
Oh shit, you're right. That was on the flyer.
Sick, yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, oh wait, the flyer's on our phones. I was just like expecting us to have like a physical version of it.
No, we have
our
we have the
maps.
physical map.
We have the physical map, but I would also love a physical flyer. Just for fun.
I have the map memorized, so I folded mine into a little creature, an origami creature.
It is in here. I keep all of my case information.
I can imagine anything.
I keep all of my case information stored in the most secure place I can. I have.
The forefront of my mind.
My
Forefront of your mind. Do you
yes.
guys want to stop and get some breakfast? 1 second, I have to take my medication. But you guys.
One of your medications is here on the table.
Actually, that's not the medication I need. That's an old one.
What the fuck?
Anyway, Gari has had his coffee. He will now have a slice of
His
toast.
breakfast coffee.
His breakfast coffee, who will have a singular slice of toast and a cigarette, and he is happy.
Is he French?
Yeah, I understand. His mom's German, so
Flask
it's
is
close.
a big guy, so he.
All Europeans are the same.
There's a little buffet for you guys to go to, and
Sick.
something that stands out to you.
Nice.
Yeah, something that stands out to you is a eggs that are neon orange, hard-boiled eggs, and then the next portion
Is
is
it like an ostrich egg? Or...
no, it's probably the size of a quail egg, just a bunch of them.
What the fuck?
And
Tea eggs.
and another thing that stands out to you is bright blue cuts of meat that have been sizzled and served with some garlic.
Gary is not eating any of that shit. He's gonna have his toast and his cigarette.
Even if it didn't look weird and freaky, he would
Flask-
still only have a toast and
Okay,
a cigarette.
Flask is clearly the bravest person here when it comes to food.
I never said that. I was willing to eat a slime.
Oh yeah, you did eat a slime. That was
I
crazy.
did try, and then I blasted it instead.
Yeah, because then you found out it was not edible.
I mean, that still wouldn't really stop me.
I
but-
guess, yeah. Flask loads up like a big plate. He's got a big plate with like a mountain of food. Because he is a very large beast. You ever seen what Dwayne the Rock Johnson eats for breakfast every morning?
Wait, who has that picture of him like with
Like-
the stack of
Yeah.
pancakes?
So like, just imagine Dwayne the Rock Johnson's
Legendary
idea.
cheat day.
Yeah, his idea of like breakfast, like that's what Flask has acquired.
You have to reach off Flask because that picture of him with a giant stack of
Yeah.
pancakes.
Crystal guy sits down next to you. You don't really know his name yet. He looks over at your plate and goes, "Whoa, dude! I can't believe that you're actually getting that meat. That's crazy."
Is there something wrong with it?
Oh no. It's just shoot. I can't remember which animal it's from. I think it's from some of those it's giggle bird bacon, and I don't really have any like interest in giggle birds because I just wasn't raised around this peninsula. But I guess if you like it, I've heard it's an acquired taste. I've just been scared to take a bite.
I have eaten some very gross things. This seems gourmet by comparison.
Oh, all right. Well, good for you. Yeah.
I have worked on a whale ship. Hardtack is not very nice.
Oh Man, I'm so sorry you had to eat hardtack. I mean, I've never had to eat hardtack, but if I had to, man, that would be pretty tough on my teeth, I bet. You got some big chompers. I bet it's easy for you.
It did leave my jaw hurting. You're supposed to dip it in your grog before you eat it.
Oh, I see.
I found that out the hard way.
The hardtack way.
They a funny thing they do to greenhorns is they do not tell you that you have to soak your hardtack.
Oh, all right. I see. Oh man, that's kind of funny actually.
Yes, it was very humorous for everyone else.
You take a bite of the meat, and it tastes really good. It's kind of fatty. It tastes kind of like...
This is gonna turn me into the Joker or some shit.
No.
This is gonna make me, like, laugh for the rest of the day, like...
Come on, no.
The Joker burger.
The Joker burger. Crazy hamburger!
This is crazy hamburger!
Crazy hamburger! Those Flask, like, he'll take, like, fucking pancake, meat... pancake, like, makes like a little hamburger.
Crazy hamburger!
Crazy hamburger!
Did you get some eggs as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Also going on the burger?
Yeah. You know.
The eggs have a little bit more of like a tangy taste, but the yolks are very sweet, and the yolks are neon blue.
What the fuck
That's
is wrong
really
with this place?
strange.
Dr. Seuss asked me.
Fucking the only thing
Neon orange eggs.
this place is missing is green eggs and ham.
The other food looks really normal, but there is someone else at the table. It looks to be like a really, really tiny gnome that has like sticks coming out of his hair, and he's wearing a hood. But he does have a badge, so he does work here. He also has a whole bowl only of giggle hen eggs, and he's just eating it and like pouring it slowly into his mouth.
So it is a trend that he just likes to hire small little adventurers.
I think the trend here is that he hires freaks.
Or only freaks are willing to work here.
I think actually that is correct. It's like poisonous dart frogs, how they're like bright. It's like this is like the workplace equivalent of that.
Yeah.
If the only place you can keep if the only kind of if the only employees you can keep are like freaks and weirdos, there's probably something wrong here.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's like my first job all over again.
You hear the crystal guy kind of talking to this twig-haired individual, and twig-haired individual goes, "You over here?" "Yeah, I'm just really stressed out lately, man. I don't know what to do about the dragon. And he told me to go after the dragon, and I don't know what to do about it." And then the crystal guy goes, "Yeah, dude, that sounds pretty rough. I don't think he'd ever assign me to the dragon, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do if I don't want this whole place burnt down."
Are you meant to fight a dragon alone?
Who do you say this to?
The little man.
The little
Little
guy.
man that's
No.
freaking out.
The little guy that's freaking out. Like, Flask, like, kind of leans over, like, alone?
The little guy looks up at you, and you see his eyes are kind of like, they look like googly eyes almost. You can't really see his face.
This guy used to be normal before he worked here.
Yeah. You can't really see his face, but it's poking through, and he goes, "No, yeah, alone. I'm going alone, but it's fine, I think, because you know, I'm pretty tough. I got a really big sword." And he turns it.
Flask just thinks back to, like, Bonelit, and it's like, oh no, this is another Bonelit.
The guardian in his head is just like, I guess we're taking someone else's job again.
This job has turned this man into Charlie Kelly.
He turns around, and he actually pulls out what you recognize, Sashimi, as an ancient dragon slaying sword.
Like
He has
Riddle.
He has fucking Guts' sword. Fucking what's it called?
The dragon. It's like Dragon Slayer.
It is literally called Dragon
it's
Slayer.
literally-
The Dragon Slayer, isn't it?
I was thinking of like Riddle, which is like
Which one is Riddle?
Riddle. It's like I believe it's like a Norse sword. I don't know. It's in Pathfinder. It quite
I
literally is.
immediately-
It's a blade forged to kill dragons. I believe it's what Guts' sword is based on.
I immediately think of either Guts' sword or Cloud Strife's
The
sword.
Buster sword.
Yeah, it
The
is.
Buster sword.
It's really big, and he says, I've slain a few dragons before.
Ah, that is impressive.
Yep, but this one's supposed to be a red dragon, and I've never slain a red dragon before, and I'm very vulnerable to fire. So why are you laughing?
I'm sorry, it's just like the weird fucking stutter he does. It's not a stutter, it's like a trembling.
He's going through a lot.
He literally just sounds like fucking Always Sunny, Charlie Kelly.
Flask is thinking he does not want to take this job. He is also not a fan of fire.
I'm gonna do my best, though, because, you know, I work here, and I've worked here for, I'd say, at least, and then, like, he kind of, like, thinks for a second, and he goes,
I think it's been about 2 weeks now.
I can't remember after the last memory wipe.
Huh?
Gary sits up at that and he's like, the what now?
I had to get memory wiped because I got sucked into a mind flare portal, one of them that opened up beneath me, and then I saw horrible things, but I got memory wiped, so I'm fine.
Gary just, like, turns to the other two and is just like, I don't like the idea of them having the ability to memory wipe.
Out of character, this is a fucking McGucket situation, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So what's your missions today?
I don't think we've been assigned one yet.
Oh, you're rookies? Are you bronze level?
Yes.
Oh,
This
well.
is just Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Oh.
I'm not saying that in character. That is not a character. I don't think Pokemon exist here. GM, do fucking Pokemon exist here?
No.
No.
You're the
Fantasy
Pokemon.
I'm a Pokemon.
We are Pokemon. We're the Pokemon.
The little guy, like, looks up at you and goes, yeah, you're bronze. I'm diamond level. I took a long time to get here, but... And then he looks off and he goes, I can't remember how I got here, but I am, and that's what I'm proud of. I have to just keep telling myself that as long as I stay connected to who I am, I'm fine.
I am not sure that is healthy.
It's okay. I don't have insurance for therapy.
You are at diamond level and he does not give
He
you
doesn't
insurance.
even have
Oh, no,
insurance.
don't get the wrong idea. He did give me insurance. I'm just... Okay, I lied. I'm just scared of therapists.
I see.
Wait, we're insured right now?
Did he not tell you?
I haven't been insured in
I am not sure what that
10 years.
entails.
Flask doesn't even know what insurance is. Flask has just been going places and hoping they help.
He's like picking up smart words as he goes.
We have one diplomat in the party and then the other two who live in the fucking woods forever.
The crystal guy goes, no, it's all right, Twigs. I'm sure you'll be fine. You've won against a lot of dragons. This time you're gonna be completely okay. And he's like,
have you considered taking the twigs out of your hair?
oh, I've tried before, but the problem is that I've actually been cursed.
You are cursed to have twigs in your hair.
No, I'm cursed to be part animal. And then he, like, pulls down his hood, and you see that he kind of looks like, he has, like, black stringy fur all over him, and he has his big giant eyes, and he has a little tail.
He's like a fucking eye.
Wow, I actually drew him pretty accurately.
What?
He looks like Snufkin.
Oh my god.
I will send it in the chat for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, I'll draw Twigs at a later time if you guys are interested in him.
He looks like fucked up Snufkin.
Yeah, he's sitting there and he's kind of like trembling, and then he pulls his hood back over and he goes, oh, the sun hurts. The sun hurts me sometimes, so I have to wear this.
It's like, Flask, who is a whole beast man, is like,
Okay.
and also cursed himself as well.
It's
Like, I see. There are many kinds of
This
curses.
tiny guy with a fucking buster sword.
Tiny guy with a buster sword.
You guys feel a warm sensation where you pinned your badges to, and you hear kind of like a little and then you hear, I need all three of you into my office, please.
I will finish eating first.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Finish eating. I just need you in my office. You know where it is. Just please don't kick the door down. I fixed it yesterday. Okay, thank you. And then you hear,
Why would we kick the door down?
He assumes everyone likes to make an entrance like he does, I guess.
Oh, I see.
As you guys are finishing eating, Coriander comes back in, and he's covered in more dirt than he was before.
So he's covered in fur and dirt and hair and just everything.
Maybe.
Feathers. He looks like he's been tar feathered.
Yeah, no, he comes in, and he's just like, well, got the hens back in the coop. I wanted to ask you guys if you wanted at some point to come see him, because I really like all of my animals down there.
Your animals would not be frightened by me.
No, they're kind of dumb. One time there was a were creature that came into their pen, but the were creature was kind of scared because they can all get together and glow big, bright, and scary like neon orange and blues. And it got scared off, but they really didn't even know that they have that defense thing because they just were running at him, hoping he'd give them some pets. Don't worry, I did something about it. He's not coming back. Like, don't worry about that were creature. But you know, they're not the smartest when it comes to survival skills.
I would not be opposed to visiting.
That's awesome. And then he turns to you, Sashimi, and goes, "Will you want to go?"
I'm curious about what a giggle bird is.
Yes, I'd like to see your production.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The giggle.
Do you raise the creatures that lay these strange eggs?
Yeah, and sometimes I gotta slaughter them if they're bad. But you know what? I don't name the ones that I think are gonna be bad, so that's why I can do it.
Oh my god.
It's like a real chicken
Are you
owner.
the only one who does this?
What do you mean?
Are you the only one who looks after the animals?
Yeah, my dad used to look after the animals before the incident, and our mom used to stay inside and do potions, but Calabash took up after our mom.
Our daddy taught us not to be ashamed of our chicks.
Our daddy apparently also taught us not to have farm hands.
No, our dad did have farm hands, but, you know, when he went missing, that was like, I'd say, 50 years ago, and that's when slaves were legal, and, you know, I don't really think that, I don't like...
Oh
I don't,
my god!
I know it's a controversial opinion, but I feel like people should be paid if they're working for us.
Yeah, no, that's not controversial.
Does your brother not allow you to hire farm hands?
Well, the thing is, he thinks I would be in charge of them, so he doesn't think that I'd be good enough. But you know what? I got enough. It keeps me busy because I'm not allowed to leave here. You know, just keeping. It's been this way for like 100 years. I'm fine.
Oh, half the images didn't load at first. Sorry.
So you guys have two options here. You can kind of keep Calabash waiting and go with Coriander, or you could go see Calabash and see what he's up about.
Flask knows what he would prefer doing.
Gary does want to see the animal arrangements and perhaps swipe some food for Igor, his little fish.
Okay, do you want to get him a little piece of that? An egg, maybe?
An egg.
Oh.
Maybe one of the eggs from Flask's plate he offers.
He's been holding Igor on his lap.
Flask offers one of the tiny eggs.
Can I offer you an egg in this trying
he brings
time?
Igor's like bowl over to Flask.
Drops the egg in.
Igor goes,
Oh god.
Like the yay pellets.
Yay pellets.
Twigs looks over at you guys.
Brainlet Igor.
Twigs looks over at you and goes, where'd you get a buddy fish?
This is my fish.
Oh, they're kind of rare. I haven't ever seen one in person.
I've had him for many years now. He's functionally immortal.
Does he lay eggs?
No, he's a male.
Oh, okay. Well, did you know that males can actually lay eggs?
He has never laid an egg.
Okay, well, if he ever lays eggs...
It would be concerning if he did.
Okay, alright. I just assumed maybe that little scar on his body was you taking out his little production area.
No, the scar is a dead man's switch. When I die, he will explode.
Oh my god.
Okay,
you
well,
actually did it?
Of course I actually did it. I don't want Igor to have to live without me.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go kill a dragon now. Twigs rather go attack a dragon than stay here and listen to you guys talk.
He would rather go get killed by a dragon than sit here with epic divorce couple.
Epic divorce couple and epic big man.
Epic big man.
The audience doesn't like the fact that the fish explodes.
Well, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that.
It's not the worst thing Gary's done.
Unfortunately, in every single timeline Gary exists, Igor has a dead man switch.
Jesus Christ.
It happens to be magical this time around, but usually it is just C4 that he's implanted into his fish's body.
Oh my god. Alright, well...
Okay, well, Flask finishes eating, maybe offers a little bit of his food to Coriander, because he looks like he hasn't had any food.
Coriander looks at the eggs and goes, "Oh no, it's alright. I already drank that thing that I'm supposed to drink today.
Your what?
My medicine.
What kind of medicine?
Calabash made it for me, and it's something I'm just supposed to take, so the reason I don't like sleeping in my room a lot is because I got there's like bugs, but it's only in my room."
Ew.
Huh.
Yeah, they leave little marks, and he holds up his arm.
Here's bed bugs?
He holds up his arm, but you guys notice something really weird. Every single mark looks kind of like 2 punctures that are just an inch apart. They don't really look like swollen bedbug bites.
He's being bitten by spiders?
But it does look like something rather large is biting him.
Can Gary make a medicine check? He is a doctor.
Yeah, sure.
Gary pulls his arm close and he's like, "Let me take a look at that."
Right.
What am I rolling for that?
Since you're a doctor, I'm just gonna have you probably roll a d6 because you probably do know a lot about it.
4.
Pretty good.
All right, you look over Coriander's little wounds. You notice something interesting. They do have some sort of salve on them, but it's barely noticeable, kind of like an oily sheen. And you notice that these marks look similar to the marks of beasts that would run around near your old university that you worked at, and were being hunted because they would dig their teeth into the flesh of individuals and suck them. Similar to
Suck
vampires. Yeah, suck the blood up.
Suck them?
I'm gonna get you. Don't make me come over there.
So he's being sucked dry by vampire bats.
Supposedly.
Well, it appears that you are, in fact, not being bitten by bugs, but perhaps some kind of blood-sucking creature.
What? Is that not bugs? Bugs bite like it's sucking blood? Like mosquitoes?
Not like that. Not with those marks.
Do spiders drink blood?
No. Spiders eat whole insects, and the ones that are big enough eat whole people.
You know,
Birds.
I've been
Birds.
to the Silver Woods once. I saw one of those big beast spiders, and it's the size of a horse. I didn't really like it that too much, but he did have fangs. I think he could probably suck some blood if he wanted.
He does not suck blood.
Well,
Spiders do not suck blood.
look at you, spider expert.
I have a PhD, and you are what? You take
Yes.
Yes.
Have mouths.
nearly every animal that eats food has a mouth.
Oh, I do have one chicken though that has its beak sewn shut because something bad happened to it.
What?
How does it eat?
Well, the thing is, I have to just insert some stuff into his body with a little bit of pins.
What? Should you not put this animal down?
I just really like him. I know I should eat him, but he probably
What
has chemicals in him.
What happened to him?
The witch.
World's most normal conversation.
I don't like this place. I don't fucking use this place at all.
Gary is
I do wanna point
debating
out
if he has enough gold to fucking skedaddle and get a house in the woods.
This is not something any of you have experienced where you guys are from, considering that you are from other continents. This is something...
No, Flask is used to a whole other type of weird. You know, the island of dead zombies.
Who's the witch?
So, okay, well, it's kind of a long story, but you know how I said I hang out with the gnolls that I'm not supposed to hang out with?
You did not say that.
Oh, he did.
No,
actually.
he mentioned it.
Yeah, he mentioned it.
Well, there's one gnoll that thinks that they're a human, and they worked really hard to work on magic, and they used a spell on my chicken and accidentally binded its mouth shut.
With a spell?
Mm-hmm. It shut that guy up good. You want to see him?
Are you sure there's not a way to?
A bit, yeah. I do kind of want to see him.
Don't worry, he's well fed.
Um,
He loves his gruel.
well, if we are visiting the animals, we will probably see him.
That's awesome. I hope we see him. He kind of likes to get lost sometimes.
So are we just putting off our meeting with Calabash?
He can wait.
I'm not opposed to it.
Wait,
I'm
you're
just making
supposed
sure we're on the same page.
Yes.
You're supposed to meet with my brother?
Later.
Oh, okay.
It's technically not a lie.
We should talk later about your room and the bug situation.
All right. Maisie's...
Not bug.
Well, we don't know if the bugs are related, is the
What
thing. There could just be bugs in
There
his
could
fucking
also,
room.
There could also be bugs.
It was quite filthy yesterday.
Well, all right. Well, you didn't have to say that. It wasn't... It's not that bad, is it?
I would not mind sharing my room with you for the foreseeable future, if it means you do not get bitten.
All right. Well, that's good. And then he kind of stuffs back, and then he turns back to you guys, and he goes, if you guys do come down to the farm, I just need you guys to be super quiet, because we do have kind of an issue currently with one of the giggle hens, where if it does hear something coming, it has kind of PTSD from the were creature attack, and it'll start honking at you.
Is that all it does?
Are the
Yeah,
honks dangerous?
The honks aren't dangerous. I do have him chained up. I'm just scared he's gonna come and get you guys if you guys come in.
How large are these giggle chickens?
Oh, like normal size. Well, not really chicken size. Kind of like, ostriches from Oxus.
Oh my god.
How large are the ostriches in Oxus?
They're ostrich-sized. Wait, do you know what an ostrich is?
No.
Okay, that explains that. Ostriches are... Their bodies are about the size of a very large pumpkin. Do you know what a pumpkin is? This isn't working.
You guys are communicating as you're walking out
almost as tall as me.
to the farm.
Oh, that is.
They have very long legs and heads, though. Their body is more or less the size of a large adventurer's backpack.
Ah, I see.
Okay, that made sense. Very nice.
Man who does not know what a pumpkin is.
You guys are walking on the gravel path outside of the manor. You smell the dew. You smell the fresh air. It is so lovely. And in the distance, you do see some blooming flowers that you didn't see before. Coriander doesn't seem to pay much attention to these flowers, but he follows on the he hops on the gravel path and starts to kind of lead you guys back behind the manor.
Flask is walking as silently as his weight will allow. So like, boom, boom, boom.
Sashimi is eerily quiet, despite the fact that he is rather large himself. It is almost surprising how quiet Sashimi is.
Flask not only does he thump when he walks, but he also has like jingling noises.
Oh, his noisy armor.
Yeah, his noisy armor. He's also got like little trinkets and stuff, and he's got his helmet. His helmet is covered in trinkets.
Oh my god.
World's loudest man.
He sounds like
he sounds like someone's jingling keys.
He sounds like a cowboy walking into a fucking saloon.
Yeah,
with,
literally.
With spurs,
yeah,
but
yeah,
all
yeah.
the time,
Only
forever.
barefoot.
Plop, jingle.
Like if literal bare feet.
When you guys are walking, you hear the bushes kind of rustling nearby, and Coriander kind of stops and kind of like stands stiff and puts his arms out as if he could somehow protect you guys from if there was a threat.
Like Flask like standing over
I mean,
him,
Gari's
like,
already unhooking his gun.
twice as large as him, and like looking over him.
Sashimi's already like prepared to like blow this thing up with ignition. It's fine.
You see the snoot of a gnoll pop out, and he goes, "Coriander, do you want to play hunting?" And Coriander goes, "No, you can't be here right now. If my brother sees you, I'm going to get in big trouble."
Wait, this is a gnoll, right?
Yes.
I want to use the magic item that I had gotten yesterday to make my head look like a gnoll, because I have recently learned that most of the gnolls want to eat me.
Okay. All right. So you put it on. It goes over
I'm already
your head.
wearing it. I just haven't made it do anything.
Okay. The way you use this is you take it off and you put it back on. You do that. Your head becomes a gnoll, and Gari kind of sees this happen.
I'm assuming that you hide behind like your party members' bulk, like Flask, so that it doesn't see your head just morph into a gnoll.
Yeah.
Even if it did, I don't know if it would have the...
It might not notice. Better safe than sorry, but it might not notice.
Yeah.
It kind of like it's only its snoot is out right now, so it can't really see you guys. It looks like it's only smelling you, and it kind of like crawls out of the bush and starts sniffing around. And Coriander goes, "You're gonna get me in trouble." And then like the gnoll kind of stands up. It has like really fluffy hair. It kind of starts sniffing around you guys and goes over to you, Sashimi, and starts sniffing at you. And it goes, "Well, why aren't you at hunting practice?
Why aren't you an elf?
Why aren't you at gnoll practice?"
Why aren't you at no practice?
Not from here.
"Oh, you're not from here?
No.
Where are you from?"
North.
"Oh, I have cousins from there. They like to travel here during the cold seasons." And then he kind of like turns back to Coriander and he goes, "If you're not going to hunt with us today, then I suppose that I will head back to my group." And
Fucking speech check pass with like 3 words.
Did not even have to roll for it.
And Coriander goes, "All right." And then he's like, see you later, cunt slayer."
Whoa!
And then the gnoll goes, "Goodbye, Coriander," and then like walks back into the bushes.
He's named that? Is it like a chosen name?
You could ask.
You are friends with the gnolls.
Yeah, a little bit of them. Some of them do want me dead, but it's just a cultural thing.
I will.
Its name. Is that like a nickname you gave it, or did it choose that?
I
Or
think I have heard that word before.
Oh yeah, we had some humans coming by, and they said that it's a sign of privilege to be called that.
That's not true.
They
Huh?
lied to you.
They lied.
Humans, yes.
What do you mean?
That isn't. I don't know if that particular use of it is an insult, actually. Maybe it is a
No.
sign of respect. Out of character, a cunt slayer? Maybe he's pulling some mad poon.
Yeah, actually...
Because like if it's like cunt lord, it's that's an insult.
I think I agree
Cunt
with you.
slayer, although crass,
It might be...
maybe a title deserving of respect. Let's not get too hasty.
Well, the thing is, he's called that because he's killed a lot of creatures, and we just thought that the word "cunt" sounded really nice. And then the humans told us that they use it a lot in their culture when they do dances.
I was about to say, it's just like, what's this human limp wrist motion? That answers it.
You know.
Never mind.
Was he,
Yeah,
you know.
sure. That can be seen as a sign of respect. It's a multifaceted word. Its context is very important.
Don't tell Calabash that though,
I did
because
not know Slayer was such a complicated word.
Both words in conjunction are very complicated.
don't tell Calabash that though, because he used to be friends with someone, and it was a human. What are you laughing at?
Oh!
They drew twigs!
Oh, it's Twigs. I love I love him. He's so cute.
He's gonna slay the red dragon!
Calabash used to be friends with a lot of humans, and they did some of their cultural dances together, so he says that he doesn't like being called that, even though, I think he deserves it.
He deserves some good things.
I agree. I think you should call him that more often.
Yeah, I should.
Excluding the Slayer word, though.
So I just call him a cunt?
Yes.
Got it. Thanks for letting me know. It's really good to talk to adventurers that know a lot more than me.
Gary just looks pleased.
You're using your powers for evil.
His tail is like thumping on the ground.
You guys finally make it to the little farm area, and you see Coriander kind of stand still for a second and go, "Oh shoot, my spell wore out." And then he kind of like starts looking around, and he lifts a hand. You see him use, for the first time, magic. The ground kind of shifts, and you see a lot of X's appear on the ground, and it looks on some soft soil. And he turns around and goes, "Sometimes I just gotta make marks on the ground so I know where to put the seeds." And then like he continues to walk down and motions you towards the barn, which he undoes the little latch lock and opens, and it smells like a barn in there.
Can I just say, I don't know why, I expected the X's on the floor to be like traps, like he had set a fucking minefield at kind of like the farm
He's just
area.
playing Stardew Valley over here.
These are our mine plants that blow up if you step on them.
Little fucking
Be a little funny.
minefield.
They're little metal balls.
Actually, what? It's like you're just setting like fucking dungeon traps outside so that like the wolves don't get in and kill the giggle hens.
I imagine the gnolls might be more of a problem.
The hens, when you get inside, are in horse cages.
Like horse stalls?
Horse stalls. And
Horse
they are.
cages.
I forgot what they were called. And they're very bright. Their plumage is beautiful. And
Are they like chocobos?
yeah, kind of like chocobos.
Are they intimidated by the large beast people behind Coriander?
Well, they look at you guys, and you see their necks kind of extend like chilies, like they do accordion. Yeah, Chili is our conure, by the way, for our listeners, our little parrot, and they look like Chili too. They like their eyes get kind of like they're kind of big, and chameleon-like, and their beaks are kind of like duckbills, and they kind of like look down, and they're like poking at you a little bit when you walk by, but they don't seem intimidated. They actually don't even look like they know where they are. But they look like they're doing their best. And Coriander points at them and goes, "This is Sheila. She's real friendly." And then he turns around and he points at a giggle hen that is chained up, and its eyes are like glowing red. Like the other ones are normal eyed. This one's glowing red, and you see its plumage is a little bit more light. And this giggle hen.
Osgothoth the Seer.
This giggle hen has like a permanently shut mouth, and it looks like its mouth can't even open. Like the skin has like formed around it.
Gary looks enamored by this thing.
You walk by, Gary. The other giggle hens are going and like making little tiny noises. When you get to this specific hen, Gary, it goes. It makes like the most disturbing grunting noises.
Gary like approaches the stall carefully, kind of like doing it like.
This is like his horse girl moment.
Yeah. And he's just like, "Oh, aren't you a beauty?"
Easy girl, easy girl.
He like actually does hold out his like hand, like back of his hand first.
Coriander goes, be careful, he is violent. And then like the giggle hen to Gary leans its head down and touches its snoot to your hand.
Gary flips his hand around and starts petting him.
How to Train Your Dragon moment.
He starts petting his head down his neck, and it's just like, "Oh, you're just misunderstood, aren't you?"
Oh, you're just a sweet little
girl. This is like a fucking horror movie equivalent of like. What's a fucking?
Is there like a man inside this giggle hen? Like, is this a human centipede situation? Is this
That's
Tusk?
not what that is.
What?
Is this
You mean
Tusk?
Tusk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this Tusk?
No, Coriander goes over and says, "You know, I didn't want to name him, but, you know, we did want to call him Raoul.
Raul?
Yeah.
You're...
He just looks like one. He makes a grunt noise that sounds like that too sometimes. He knows his name. He chose it. Isn't that cute?
He says,
Oh yes, that's quite fascinating.
Some of these guys are trained to run. We have some adventurers that come here and rent them out to go on quests with them.
they ride them.
Yeah, they ride them. Some of them are good, like Sheila. Sheila's a nice one.
Is this one broken? As in...
He is pretty broken. He don't work good.
No. Broken as in
Trained?
rideable.
Well,
To break a horse is to make it rideable.
What a fucked up way to refer to that.
oh, Calavesh told me that once too. He said that's what I have to do to myself. But we can work.
Ooh.
But we can work with him if you do want to ride him. I'm just worried that he might... Well, I guess he can't bite. He might scratch some. They do got claws on their wings. Some people think they evolved from big old reptiles. But personally, I think they just appeared out of nowhere.
I would very much like that.
Alright, well, if you guys do want to cut your travel time, then you guys can always come down here and rent out one of these guys. The named ones aren't going to get killed. And I guess if you want Raul, I will name him Raul for you. Unless you want to name him something else.
Raul will do perfectly.
Alright. If you guys do want to choose one that hasn't been trained yet, just so you can have your own one that I can save for you, I can do that. I'll just start breaking them in. There is one that I've just been like trying to build up to getting killed. So if you do choose it, it might have a little bit of problems because
I do not think I could ride one of these.
Oh, don't worry, they can support a whole bunch of weight. Their legs are meaty.
I would prefer not to ride.
That's all right. And then he like kind of steps back.
Flask, understandably, has never ridden an animal before.
Yeah.
Unless it was dead first, and then that.
I think at that point he's just kind of ripping it apart to eat it.
Yeah. Or like, processing a sperm whale. That's kind of like you're climbing on it.
You feel your badges vibrate again, and you hear, "Where are you? Hello?" And then Coriander kind of like leans forward at your badges.
And there's just.
Coriander leans forward at your badge, Sashimi, and blows on it. And then you hear Calabash go, "Stop! What is that? Stop doing that."
You hear Flask like chuckle.
Also, Guri is gonna like gently start pushing on Raul's like beak just to see if it's hollow on the inside. Like if the flesh would just go like inverted.
This is the most fucked up man ever.
and actually works. Their heads.
He's found a second fucked up beast.
Yeah, its nose kind of goes in, and Coriander goes, "Oh, be real careful about that." And then you see him hold some grain up and hand it to one of the giggle hens. The giggle hen's stomach opens, and a mouth is revealed.
Oh, fuck!
And the giggle hen kind of swallows it. You look back at Raul, and Raul's chest is actually also just incapable of opening.
Oh, you poor little creature. We'll fix you right up.
Does he just collect freaks? Is that why he married Sashimi? Don't look at me like that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Chimera husband.
Guri in his head is already thinking like, alright, I have to give this thing a mouth again, and also perhaps implant some magical C4 into its body so it doesn't have to see
So that it will die when I die as well. You do this with every animal you own.
He tried to do it with Sashimi.
What? Surprisingly, that no way contributed to why they got divorced.
If he becomes friends enough with fucking Flask and Fairy, he might suggest it.
You do hear Calabash again go, "Please come to my office. It is important that you come to my office." How's Coriander? Is Coriander with you? You're over at the barn. I see that you're at the barn.
Oh, fuck, he can see us.
It's okay that you're at the barn. I'm not upset. I just want to know.
He was eaten by a giggle hen.
What? And then like you
Did he know you're lying?
Yeah. You hear him kind of like
Gari's
shuffle.
having a little
For a
fun.
second, he like,
Gar's in a
he
good
believes
mood
it,
now.
he's
He's
with
feeling
it.
a little jokey.
Yeah, Calabash looks at his wrist and he like calls back into the mic. He goes, "You're lying to me.
No, it ate him. One bite.
No, you're lying to. Please come to my office. I shouldn't have to beg. You work for me."
Like the only thing coming from Flask's mic is just like.
I hear the giggle hint. Okay, you hear the mic hang up again, and Coriander looks at you and goes, "You should probably get to him before he gets cranky."
Is he not already?
I believe he is cranky all the time.
No, you haven't seen him when he's cranky.
I suppose we should get there before he decides to dock our pay.
I think we can afford that.
Don't we get paid on commission?
Mm.
And room and board?
He could remove the board part of room and board.
Which board?
Well,
The food.
Well, you guys, do you head back or do you want to stay out here?
Yeah, I mean, Gary's gonna start
we've
heading
seen the
back.
animals.
Despite being the most respectful of the crew, it's kind of becoming clear that Sashimi does not respect Calabash at all.
Yeah.
Gary's concerned about getting paid his fair share, even if they work on
The
commission.
OSHA violations don't help.
No. Sashimi... That's the thing. It's like,
fantasy
Sashimi doesn't respect him and is able to levy blackmail over him.
True.
Flask,
So he doesn't give a shit.
Flask, like, leans over Coriander and says, "Thank you for showing us your hens."
You're welcome. They look like they like you.
And thank you for this delightful little man.
The Raoul.
Something's wrong with you.
If you push hard enough, Raoul's entire neck can invert.
Oh, like a seal? Or like-
if you push down, I guess
Like what we
like
do
a
to
rubber,
chili?
like a rubber chicken.
Oh.
I don't like that.
I love it.
If you offered me $1,000 to guess what's happening in session today, I would leave broke.
Anyway, what happens at his office when we get there?
Okay, so you guys get there and you open up the door and you walk down the stairs and the ward has actually been removed so that
Flask can enter
Flask
now.
can finally come inside.
Flask was going to stop in front of the ward. Just like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
he knows that there was a barrier here, so he thinks it's still there. Until someone tells him otherwise.
I mean, there's no way for any of us to know.
Yeah. So he's just standing there. Is Calabash gonna be nice?
What are you talking about him like
is he gonna be nice and tell Flask that he can come in?
like he's a greyhound? Like, hold on. I'm checking my notes real quick.
Oh, right.
What is he doing?
He's clacking.
It's okay. It runs up engagement. Jingle keys. Come here, guys. You love your jingle keys. I've started this bit like once on Twitch. My friends told me it was like surprisingly disrespectful, and I just found it so funny.
Jingle keys.
So you guys make it into the office.
Except for Flask.
It's very dusty. Yeah, Flask is out there. And Calabash kind of like leans his head like to look. He goes, "I've removed the ward. You can come in."
Oh, thank you. Thump, thump.
You have to bend down to get through the doorway.
Ah, yeah,
The
he
croucher.
would. He definitely
Press
would.
B to crouch.
I know you guys are new. You are bronze level, but I do have a very important mission for you today. It is severely important. I need you to retrieve an item for me. Can you do that?
I mean, we did it before.
We have retrieved both a man and an item.
Yes, you've retrieved the item for me. And I need you... This item is... And then he kind of like looks at a piece of paper and he holds it up and he goes, It's located on the top of the ice mountain.
Yes.
Do you have a map?
The ice mountain. that
Yes.
everybody
Do you not
knows
know about the ice mountain?
No.
No.
We are not from here.
All
Plenty
right.
of mountains have ice on top.
All right.
Most of them do.
He points on your map and points to the very bottom of the vast land in Nesh. Nesh is where a lot of gnomes are located.
Gnome spot.
The
But-
gnomes are in Ganesh.
The
Yep.
gnomes are Ganesh. The Ganesh gnomes.
Ganesh gnomes.
And you see this, Calabash points at the map and says, as you can see, it's next to the problem crater. This has drawn a lot of fish folk. Fish folk love the problem crater. However, the koi fish folk live at the top of this mountain. The koi fish folk will have the item that you need to retrieve. And he hands you guys a flyer, and it's a little flyer that looks to be for a festival. It's written in a language that you guys cannot read, but
Is it a fish language?
Can I roll to see if I know this one? I mean, I was a diplomat.
yeah, sure. Roll
Just for chance.
roll a d20.
I worked on the sea for a while.
Well, the thing is, like, you worked in a different sea, in the
The thing is, you can't
northwest.
This-
River, you can't
This
read.
whole area.
Flask, you can't
Oh yeah,
read.
Flask can't read. Never mind. What are you talking about?
What do you mean Flask is a polyglot?
Flask can possibly
I got a 12.
speak a few
Maybe
words.
maybe the other one can
Maybe-
read it.
You rolled a 12. I'm dyslexic. I thought you somehow rolled a 21 on a d20. And I was like, get a life.
I actually know
Let's
this
fucking
language
go!
and its etymological base.
This is actually my first language.
You see a few things written on here. You see swim contest, Marimo, and steam bath.
Ah,
This place sounds pretty swagful, actually.
Wait a second. Wasn't there a koi fish lady downstairs from last time? In one of the
Yeah,
shops?
I could ask her about it.
Yeah, but like the little screaming Merrimo things.
Yeah.
Oh, the screaming Merrimo.
Yeah, if you
Yeah, you got one of
if
those.
if you like
Yeah.
pop the container it's in, it lets out like a fucking shriek.
Yeah, it's like a grenade.
Yeah, it's like
And
a
that's also
sound grenade.
a tracker or something.
What's the word? The screaming
Mandrake.
roots. Mandrakes, yeah.
Yeah, it's a mandrake
It's a-
grenade.
The fish folk love
Calabash
the
says-
problem crater.
The item that you will retrieve, you'll know it when you see it. They will know that you're from here. They will hand it off to you. It will be in a box. This item is imperative to restoring mana and health, and I need you to bring it to me quickly because I can't believe I'm opening up to you. I do not do this often, so do not tell anyone about this. Last night, I was not able to get a certain medication that I needed, so I've been extremely weak and extremely jittery. Maisie cannot go to the ice mountain because Maisie is frail, and personally, I like Maisie, and I would like her to survive. I like you guys as well. I didn't mean to imply that I would like you to die, but I do prefer that you do your job and bring me this item.
That is perhaps the nicest thing you've ever said to us.
Well,
And what's the paycheck looking like for this one?
one moment. I am a good person. The paycheck. Because it is nearby and it's not that hard of a trek, I suppose I could give you 5,000 gold if you deliver it to me tonight. I will cut it to 1,000 if it takes longer than 2 days.
How long is that trek?
The trek. And then Calabash
On
looks...
foot?
On foot, it should only take you, I'd say, about 2 hours.
That is not very far.
Nope.
Seeing how important this item is, it's surprising that you're paying less than the other item we retrieved for you.
Oh, well, the reason for that is that, and then you see Calabash kind of like look off to the side as if he's...
Is it your life that you are paying for now?
No.
You guys leveraging his life against your paycheck?
Don't look too far into it.
I am just wondering what this man values.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
You don't need to know what I value. I am your boss. All I am here to do is to give you information and
10,000.
Seems very strange.
10,000. What?
5,000 if it takes longer.
Are you bartering with me right now? You can't. Fine, 10,000.
It'll be done then.
Spine of a jellyfish.
Can I ask something?
Sure. What do you need?
Flask, the type of guy who never asks anything of anyone, is suddenly like, can I ask you something? If I forego my paycheck, will you remove the infestation from Corey's room?
You see Calabash kind of
Ooh.
like tense a little bit, and he says, "What do you mean?"
He gets bitten in the night in his room. I would prefer if that did not happen.
He gets what? He gets bitten? I should probably look into that. I didn't know. He didn't tell me.
Blood-sucking creature of some kind.
Oh, wow, that's terrible. I really should look into that. Thank you for telling me. I think you should be on your way.
Do I believe him?
You're the character.
I'm saying, do I...
Roll like an insight check
Yeah,
or something.
do I clock if he's being genuine or not?
Roll d20.
Is this the D20? No. Is this
It's the big one with triangles as its face.
Your biggest die.
Okay, that one, yes. 18!
Ooh.
That's pretty good!
Calabash does not look genuine.
Oh!
The reasoning is because you, Flask, have been around a lot of pirates who you have slowly begun to learn when they're lying or when they're kind of off.
Remarkable work considering this man always looks off.
He hasn't got his fantasy zin gum or whatever the fuck it is.
Flask looks kind of grim. He looks a little bit. He looks serious.
Ooh.
And he's kind of like staring at Calabash.
Jojo menacing.
He's got those like glowing yellow eyes that are kind of unnerving.
Oh.
So when he looks at you very hard, you notice he commands a lot of attention.
Calabash looks back at your eyes, and suddenly, you feel a little bit afraid.
Uh-oh.
But he keeps his mannerisms pretty much the same. Only you notice this, really. And for a second, you could swear that you see his eyes flash lightly.
Ooh.
And he says, "It's really nothing. I don't really think that it's something that you need to worry too much about. I can get Maisie on it."
Flask leans back a little. It's like, He still looks rather serious. But he doesn't appear like he's going to press further about this for now.
So you guys are about to go on a quest to the Ice Mountain behind the manor. So are you guys going to head out there now?
Flask is first going to he's going to tap the other party members. He's going to be like,
In the room?
no,
After we leave.
After we leave.
Okay.
Duh.
Don't dog me. This party has half a brain in it.
Oh, fuck.
It's like,
It's like for me to believe
Okay,
that you're gonna talk shit in front of the same NPC.
sorry. Flask is like, he was lying
About what?
about the room, about Coriander's room.
Yeah, I'd be willing to place money on it that he's the reason for those marks. Maybe not the physical reason, but perhaps he put something in there.
When I looked into his eyes, I felt fear.
I have a theory.
Perhaps we should speak about this.
I want to try something. I will ask for your cooperation, and I promise it will not bring harm to you.
I trust you.
I want to cast Suggestion on Fairy.
Suggestion?
On Fairy?
Or, different
Flask.
character. Flask.
Guy you do not know?
Guy that does not exist.
Guy
Sorry,
who
that's a
does
different
not...
OC.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to cast suggestion on Flask.
Wrong guy.
Okay. Because I have a feeling you mentioning that maybe something was used against you. My point is, I want to use charm magic on you. An emotion effect.
Alright.
Does it look the same as the way it felt when he looked at you?
A charm magic effect. You, so you use charm person?
No, I use suggestion.
Suggestion is...
A charm person will, charm person as a spell will, make someone more suggestible to, or like liking you. Suggestion is the act of, it's the notorious D&D spell, where if they fail their will save, you can make them do a one-word command.
Okay, so you were using a spell on this?
Yes, yeah.
And also, important to note, if I willingly fail the thing, I can willingly fail the check, so it just works.
Yeah, you can drop a will save.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can only use 2 spells today.
That's fine.
Okay. You use that spell, and Flask, you don't see this exact same glint in Sashimi's eyes, but you do kind of feel more willing to listen to what Sashimi has to say.
No, it's fear, right?
Yes.
Sashimi is telling me to fear.
You're telling Flask to be afraid?
Yes.
You feel afraid, but you don't feel the exact same way that Calabash made you feel. You feel like you're being asked to be afraid, not genuinely afraid.
Interesting. So it wasn't the same.
Wasn't
After
the
a
same.
moment, Sashimi drops it. You are no longer intimidated by this person that, despite being large, you could probably still pick up and throw like a football.
Still would not want to fight Sashimi.
Probably not, but you will get hurt, but I think you would win.
Yeah, Flask is like, that was not like it.
Interesting.
There was something with his eyes it was different.
Sashimi's now a little bit more weary of the guy that he did not respect before. Is it respect? No. But it's close.
Suspicion.
Suspicious.
Suspicion. It's like, yes, okay, well,
Well, I'm all packed. If we can get out of here, and then we can talk away from... And then he points at the little button, and he says... he, like, presses it with a hand, and he's just like, we can take them off in the woods, and then speak a few feet away before putting them back on.
that is smart. Are we capable of taking them off?
They should be.
They're
Just...
pins.
Yeah, they're...
You can take
I was
them
about to
off.
say, it's just like, I
Magic.
could test it right now. It's just
A
like...
magic item.
Yeah.
I have heard of magic items that you cannot remove.
Well, those are
Cursed.
typically cursed and are illegal to manufacture outside of arms dealing.
I was not aware they were illegal.
Oh!
They're only
They're
illegal
not
if you
illegal.
get caught.
They're not illegal to own, based mostly on the fact that most people who own them have them against their will.
And you can also get a license.
I love this fan art someone drew of Coriander calling Calabash a cunt.
That's awesome.
That's good. But yeah, the guy famously from Pirate Land.
Don't worry, you have your weird magic lawyer with you. It's fine.
Flask has experienced some labor violations in his time.
When you guys...
My name is Sashimi. Do you know that you have rights? Constitution says you do.
Sashimi Goodman.
Calabash.
Sashimi.
Sashimi.
As you guys are making your way out to the foyer, I assume you guys are about to head out on your quest.
Do we want to ask the fish person before we leave?
It's a little bit too early for her to be there.
She doesn't appear. She doesn't live here.
No.
No, she doesn't. It's
She
like
is
a
a
vendor
vendor.
spot. It like
Oh, she just like
it's like a
commutes-
kiosk,
she
but it's like a
commutes here?
setup. Yeah.
Ah, I see.
I mean, it makes sense. Like
Her name is Pebble.
Pebble!
Pebble.
Yeah.
Oh, Lark, you look like you're about to cry.
Oh.
She's a little Popeye koi fish.
Oh!
Pebble!
Anyway,
Alright, are there no supplies that we want to get?
Gari's all set because they stocked up.
This is only a 2-hour walk.
Yeah, also
it's
it's
just
like
we got
everyone-
our stuff yesterday.
Yeah,
Get some
exactly.
snacks, maybe?
Gari's got his one ration.
Flask has 3 globos.
Also, a portion of salt.
I have like 6 rations on me, so if you guys irrevocably fuck up, like, we're fine for a little bit longer.
Alright.
So you guys are heading out?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Is Coriander around?
Coriander is actually near the front of the manor, and he's at the stairs, and you see him kind of like ripping apart a tiny bit of meat and like tossing it into the bushes.
For the Knolls.
For the Knolls.
Yeah,
For
and
his friends.
he kind of looks
for,
up at
for
you.
Cunt Smasher or whatever.
Cunt Slayer.
Cunt smasher!
Sorry for getting the name
Little does she
wrong.
know I'm a nasty
The
dog.
most important character.
That's his brother.
As you guys are,
Please, Cunt Smasher was my father.
you kind of bump into him as he's walking back into
He
the
must have been
foyer,
her husband.
and he's like,
Unlike someone.
and he goes, I was about to take a shower now because I think I'm sufficiently dirty.
I do think you would benefit with a wash.
Yeah, and then like he kind of like walks by, and then he like kind of like looks up on the wall, and he looks at something that you kind of didn't really see before. It looks like a family portrait. I will be sending this family portrait in
World map?
World Map. Yep. It's hung on the wall.
Ooh, spooky. Spooky big man. Ooh.
And Coriander goes, man, I hope my mom comes back
Is
soon.
that baby Calabash?
Yeah.
Back when he used to smile.
He heads back in. You guys are about to head back out.
Sorry. It's a sad moment.
You guys step outside, and you start your trek through the plateau.
I have taken some fruit from the food area before we left, by the way, just
Okay.
for funsies.
Yep. So you have some fruit. How many pieces do you have?
Flask swipes sweets.
I'd say like maybe like 3 or 4. I'm gonna say 4 because I'm eating one of them as we go.
Okay, 4. So that's
Wait, so 3.
Small
I'm
slots.
eating one. I am
3
eating.
Flask remember.
small items.
I imagine Flask sees Shishimi doing this and then remembers. Oh right, free food, and then he just goes to grab a little handful of like pastries.
when you do that. You see a guy with a big red mustache who looks like a human, and he has a little chef's cap on, and he turns around with his spatula, and he goes, "Do you guys like the food?
Very much.
Oh, I worked real hard on it. Made some bread last night for lunch. If you guys are going to be here for lunch."
We might be back for lunch. It depends on how long the walk is.
Where are you guys headed?
The Ice Mountain.
The Ice Mountain. I haven't been there since. And then he kind of looks off and he goes, "The war." And then he like looks. He looks back at his spatula and he goes, "A good war makes a man a good chef. That's what my dad always said."
I have not heard that one.
All right. Well, good luck on your quest, and feel free to take however much of this you need.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, loads up his satchel. Let's say like he just fills like the entire rest of his small storage with pastries.
I technically also don't, I have no more room in the small storage in my bag. I have
Gary
a
can hold.
lot of large storage.
Gary can hold 2 more small
My-
objects
my-
and 1 more large object.
My large storage is so good. I have 5 extra slots with large storage.
I only have
so-
2 out of 10 filled. I'm a bulk carrier.
You just happen to have like a lot more pockets than Flask.
The thing, it's because it's literally like a hiker's bag.
Mhm.
Like there's like
Flask
straps
just-
on the outside and shit.
Flask's like travel gear is just like whatever oilskin bags he has strapped to him at the moment.
He's just got a bunch of little bags.
Yeah, he's just got a bunch of little bags.
little bags.
You guys walk out from the plateau and you start to make your way towards Nesh. And on your way, you do see Twigs, and he's running around, and he is kind of like he has his binoculars out. He sees you guys walk by, and he goes, "Have you guys seen a dragon anywhere? Any fire?"
Not yet.
Okay, well I guess I'll just keep standing here. I hope I get paid. You guys walk past him, I'm assuming, continuing your quest.
Good luck.
Gary does want, when they're far enough away from the mansion, Gary is gonna motion, like, to step slightly off path and, like, unhooks his little pin and puts it on a stump for a sec.
I will need your assistance.
I got it. Sashimi will just kind of like
giant hands.
he'll just prestidigitate it off of you, just like, and it's kind of just dislodges and lands in your hand.
That is very impressive.
I have to do it to myself. My fingers are also kind of. He kind of flexes his fingers. He's got big beast hands too.
I should learn that.
It's only a cantrip. I'm sure Sashimi could teach you in time.
There's someone else who knows that. Probably.
The secret. Mascatool will have for later.
It's a secret.
And Sashimi will also do the same to his own and leave it near Gari's.
Yeah.
Time to sneak off behind a bush.
Don't be suspicious.
So my theory is that perhaps Calabash is somehow attached to the life force of Coriander, hence why he wasn't particularly concerned. And also the little tracking bracelet. I think he may be drawing mana from him somehow. And it is interesting how, as soon as Coriander was sleeping in your room, that then Calavesh was having some trouble with his mana.
I have
I would not have drawn that conclusion.
You see Flask kind of like go like he there's like a hint of recognition on his face, and then he looks like he's about to say something like I've known someone like that, or and then he's just like I see.
I mean, really, it's none of my business, but you seemed attached to him, so.
That seems insidious.
Well, I mean, they are a multi-billion gold company, so.
But surely he would not do that to his brother.
You would say so, but do you know the history of the Spice family?
No.
Years ago, I would say, back before most of us were alive, back before I was ever here, really, there was a large war waged between the humans in the north near the Amber Kingdom and the elven population down here, mostly at the behest of the Spice family. The two kingdoms had ravaged a war against each other that lasted for a single generation for the elves, but many lifetimes for the humans. They were not kind rulers to the people that were not part of their social class. I can't say whether or not Calabash is of the same caliber of his parents. Coriander most definitely isn't. I'll drop the facade at least a little bit to say that he isn't, at least not yet.
He seems nice.
Though his brother seems intent on keeping him on the dark about these things. Which
he said something about Corey said their parents kept slaves.
indentured servitude was a large part of reasoning for the war, among many other things.
Oh, human slaves?
More than just that. People like me, or not me, but you, Gari, even people like Maisie, humans as well. It's just the kingdom that they were the nearest to that had enough power to contest them were one mostly comprised of humans. The beast folk were kind of integral to bringing essentially a ceasefire between the nations, which is why Oxus is a central power in between the two of them.
I see. I was not aware of this.
You're from Scrimshaw, right?
Yes.
You were mostly a neutral party, so it's not likely that the history really impacted that region.
I would say that it more likely benefited Scrimshaw. Considering.
With mercenary work? Probably.
I do not have doubt that they would have sold people to them as well. I am not favorable towards my country of origin.
It is an unfortunate nature, but it is something to keep in mind when it comes to Calabash. I have no reason to believe that he's cut from the same cloth as his parents' ideals, but it is not something we should overlook.
Yes, I thought so when the thing happened, when I looked at him.
I didn't trust him for the moment we walked in here.
I didn't either, but for much more mundane reasons.
I thought he was just sort of strange and perhaps incompetent.
I suppose we'll know when we get back if Coriander seems particularly drained when we get back. Tired, lethargic, maybe with more of those bites.
I would not like that.
I think it would be best if you've managed to keep him in your stead in the night.
I think so too.
Sashimi kind of... Oh, good.
What if I stay in his room to see what happens?
If you're willing to, I will not stop you.
I would be willing. Perhaps
Sashimi.
if I trade places with him.
What if...
You're assuming I
know-
should.
No. Let me finish for once in your life.
Alright.
Do you know
Is
any
that
invisible...
innuendo?
No.
No.
If anything, I should be the one saying that.
Anyway, Sashimi, you know invisibility spells, do you not? You could always just cast one on Flask, and then he could just sit in the corner of the room.
I could
And wait.
do it, not tonight. I haven't prepared as much.
It is something to keep in mind for the future. I see.
He nods. He kind of glances over at the now what feels like watching eyes from a stump, a bit nervously. Shimi's kind of aware they're kind of getting into something that once they do, they probably can't step back out of until they resolve.
Flask is already imprinted, so.
Are you sure you want to progress the story? From this point forward, the game will be changed irrevocably. change the game to disc 2.
The same is also true for us. Like the second that happened between Calabash and Flask, I immediately started to think about the fucking Telltale thing. It's like Flask will remember that.
I was talking more about like the old Final Fantasy games.
Oh.
You know, it's just like once you get to a certain point, it's like, are you sure you want to proceed? The world will be irrevocably changed by the actions that follow, and then it asks you to change the disc.
I haven't played that game.
Yeah, the games were big enough that, like, because it was on kind of PlayStation and PlayStation 2, they came in, like, multiple disc sets.
That's crazy.
And so, like, once you got to a certain point of the game, you would have to switch discs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How does it remember your stats?
The data, your party's base data is saved in the memory cartridge. It's just that essentially the situations or the events are saved on the discs. But your core data is saved on the memory card.
I see.
Alright. So we are in accordance with this plan.
In accordance with finding out what the fuck is
What
going
the
on.
fuck is going on?
So-
I do think that since Calabash has found Coriander in my room, once he will likely check there again.
I
Perhaps
agree.
we can swap rooms.
Perhaps. It might be wise for you. We should move then if you want to be back by
Yes.
dark.
Let us get going.
Yeah, Sashimi will help you put your thing back on.
Put my wiretap back on.
Yay, wiretap.
Yay, 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 yay.
Wiretap.
Wiretap. And will put on his own. And I think Gari doesn't need help
No.
with being a more dexterous build.
Gari does look a little, almost, you see an almost spark of jealousy, but then he just puts on his own stupid
Ooh.
pants.
Ooh. Flash doesn't notice this.
But yeah.
All right. So you guys continue on your trek south, and it starts to get a little bit chillier as you travel.
Oh, that's very comfortable.
Yeah.
Except unless it's that kind of chilly.
Chilly bird.
Chilly bird.
Our little green beast.
There's birds everywhere.
Horrible
Oh my
green
god.
beasts start swarming the party.
Horrible green beasts.
Horrible, awful
Bugs.
You see someone up ahead. Chili's ringing her bells.
Ding, ding, ding.
But you guys are walking, and you start to pass through a bunch of what look to be silver leaves, just similar to the silver woods that are on the opposite end of this continent. And then it slowly starts to turn into a desert-like area. But it's very cold.
Oh, it's like a tundra.
Like a little tundra, yeah.
Yeah,
And
there is such a thing as cold deserts.
Yeah, Antarctica is technically one.
Yes.
yeah. And you guys make it
Canada's full of them.
yeah. And you see someone in a purple cloak, and they are kind of shivering, and they look to be bleeding. You see drops of blood in the little bits of snow around them.
Uh-oh.
Um.
Let's hope they're not allergic to wiffleweed. We should approach. I mean, are we not approaching?
Yeah, Gari is probably in the back of the party of their approach, but
Is there anything weird about this figure?
What are you looking for specifically?
Like, do they seem like they might have, weaponry underneath their cloak or something hidden that they're trying to hide, like, noticeably?
I'd say that you would be very keen to notice that. You don't see that. They look to be holding their abdomen.
Okay. In that case, yeah,
They
let's
got
approach.
stabdomen in their abdomen.
They got stabdomens.
Like, you're not a fan of stabdomen?
shut up.
Somebody stabbed this man in his abdomen.
All right, so how do you guys want to approach this individual? How do you guys do it?
Walk up. Hey man, you good? Not in that cadence. Just as an example.
No. Do you need help?
You say that?
Yes.
All right, you guys are just walking right up to them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm nervous.
Flask might be leading the way just because he's the largest.
All right. You see that this is an elf.
We see his ears.
Yep, you see pointy ears. They have light.
Is this a ghost? Is this a joust?
They have light skin, and they have fluffy purple hair, and they're holding their abdomen, and they turn and look at you guys. They have bags under their eyes, and they say, "My friend fell in the portal."
Uh-oh. Like, out of character, I'm assuming this is probably, like,
Even
the weird
Flask
shit
knows what
that's
that is.
yeah, those weird fucking things have been popping up because of the
The problem.
the problem.
That's a problem.
Gary like peeks from behind the other two, and he's just like, "Is the portal still open?"
No.
In his head, Gary's just thinking, he's like, "That person's dead."
You, would you like assistance? You appear to be bleeding.
I don't know. He hurt me.
Who hurt you?
My friend.
Whoa, the intrigue.
Flask is, he's motioning to Sashimi. You have the potions, correct?
Mm-hmm. Sashimi will fish them out. He'll hand you 2, because I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Flask is going to, like, sort of shelter this person in his bulk. Because it's kind of cold out. So he kind of shelters the person from the wind, and here. You are not allergic, are you?
Huh? What is that?
It is health potions.
And then he takes it and he goes, I've drank these before. Are these the spice ones?
Yes.
He takes the cork out and he drinks a little bit and then he finishes it. And then he kind of sits still and then he holds his abdomen again and he kind of like bends over and he makes a sound of pain.
Does he have a hole in his tummy?
You know what? Medicine check?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know this stuff, correct?
yeah. Let me take a look. Gary pushes past, and what am I rolling?
You don't need to push past. Flask is a living tent.
Well, ducks under. Then what does Gary roll for medicine check?
You used to work with medicine, right?
It's like his specialty.
Yeah.
All right. Roll d10.
Yeah.
That's a D8, is it? No.
No, it's a 10. I got a 10.
All right.
Oh, fuck!
Sick!
You kind of reach your hands
He,
out.
like, peels up the shirt.
All right.
Cute.
The elf kind of like gasps and goes, "What are you doing?"
I'm checking you for any abdomen wounds. I need to know if your stomach was punctured.
Huh? What? And then he's kind of like awkwardly standing there now, like he just kind of like ripped his shirt up without warning.
Do not be so rough.
Apologies, my bedside manner is a bit out of practice.
I can tell.
You do see that there is what looks to be a gash, but it doesn't go in too deep.
Luckily, this is a surface wound. It doesn't seem to have punctured any organs. The shuddering you're feeling right now, he tucks their shirt back in, is probably only the aftershocks of the health potion taking effect. They should wear off in a few minutes, an hour at the most, depending on how severe your wounds are. But judging from just looking at you, you should be fine in about 15 minutes.
All right. I know what caused this wound. It was one of our saws.
Saw?
You use saws as weapons?
No, we're not adventurers. We're carpenters.
Oh.
We came here because somebody had told us that they needed a cabin built, but my friend, they tripped and fell in the portal, and our clients, they disappeared, and I got my friend out, but then they started acting really weird, and I just saw them start to change, and that's all I remember.
If there is an influx of any form of chaotic magic, that should probably be taken care of.
Not by you.
Taken care of?
Do not.
I mean...
I
This is
believe...
not carpenters.
Here,
fixing.
Gary, give me your communicator.
Gary, yoink.
These things are like two-way devices, right? I can send out a signal.
Yeah.
I would like to use it to contact whoever is going to answer it. Probably Calabash. I'm hoping Maisie.
I'm hoping Maisie.
All right, you press down on the center and you realize there's a small little button. You click it once, nothing happens. You hold it down and it starts to glow. And you hear, "Hello?"
Thank God.
Just the person I'm looking for. Can you see our locations currently?
Yeah, who is this?
Sashimi, please mark this area down on a map.
Okay, is everything okay?
No.
We have someone here who claims there's an influx of chaotic activity, including, but not limited to, the opening of chaos-based portals, is appearing here.
Oh no.
I am going to send this person north back to the manor with Gari's tracker. Please keep track of them. Keep them on route.
Okay, I'll send out a team immediately.
Okay, just intercept them and bring them back.
What happened? What are they like? Did something get them?
They were attacked by their own friend. Something happened involving the wellspring incident of the portal opening. I'll have them report to you. First-hand account is always the best.
Okay. All right. I'll send someone over immediately.
Thank you. Sashimi will cease communications and take off their robe, giving it to the person, and affixing Gari's monitor to it. Two birds, one stone. No, you don't have one, and it's perfectly fine.
Gary's so happy now.
Yeah, Gary seems actually
Gary is over
pretty
the moon.
pleased. Yeah.
All right.
See, sometimes it's nice to help people. Sometimes it's benefits
One man's
you.
trash.
Gary will not learn a lesson.
And you learned nothing.
Do you guys continue down the path, or do you send this person? Do you just like tell this person to head back that
Like,
way?
This.
Yeah, I'm gonna direct them back north to the manor.
Okay.
I'm not going with them because we have.
You are
we have work
able
do.
to walk, correct?
Yeah, I'm able to walk.
Okay. This is the remaining health potion. Take this just in case.
Okay, thank you so much. What is your? Are you guys adventurers?
We're currently employed by the Spice Manor Guild.
Can you please save my friend?
We will keep an eye out for you, friend. Can you tell us what they look like?
They have short blue hair and
Pronouns.
pale skin and blue freckles.
Alright. That should be difficult to miss.
Yeah. And then he kind of like looks up at you guys and says, "What's your team name?"
We do not have a team.
Oh, okay. I was hoping that I could tell people about you to refer you.
You're the diplomat. You come up with it.
Oh,
I'm not good at this.
God, you guys dropped this on me. Fuck.
Divorced couple. Undead,
Big man.
Big undead man.
You guys are kind of like heroes to me. Is it okay if for the time being I call you something, I don't know, like, archangels?
That's a bit strong.
Seems very.
Presumptuous.
Igor's
It is-
maids.
It is like a mascot almost.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's perfect. We're very maritime themed.
Yes, we are very oceanic.
What is the actual name of the North Star?
Isn't it
Polaris.
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 Yeah, we can work with that.
Yeah,
very
yeah,
nautical.
Yeah.
I'll refer that to him. Team name's Polaris.
Polaris? Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much. And then he kind of like wraps his cloak around himself and says, "I wish you luck, Polaris."
Jeez.
Guess this is a thing now.
Gari's just like, as soon as they've walked away, Gary just snorts and goes, "Archangels."
He's having a rough
He
one.
has been through something terrible.
Yes, shock will do crazy things.
For someone who's a doctor, you're
Very heartless.
I was never one for bedside manner. I specialized in surgery before I moved over to academia.
We're surgeons mean?
Well, they don't have to talk to people.
Ah, I see.
Sashimi worked more with the general public.
Bone doctors were not very nice.
Bone doctors.
Yes. They have bone saws, and they will remove gangrenous limbs.
Well, in my continent, they're usually referred to as sawbones.
Ah.
Because they saw bones.
Yes, I see.
Very innovative.
There were many people in Scrimshaw with missing limbs.
I'm surprised you aren't missing any. You seem battle weary.
I have quite a few scars, but none of them quite cut that deep.
I wonder if your limb would still move if it were cut off, seeing how you are undead.
I think we are getting...
I would not like to find out.
You guys are walking as you guys are talking about this.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
We're walking and talking.
You guys continue down into the tundra, and you see a cave. It looks like it leads up on a path that goes up to the mountain, but you see like a bunch of goblins running out of the cave and like shielding themselves, and like, yeah, they run past you
It's like fire shooting out of the cave. Oh,
Uh-oh.
we found the dragon!
they run past you like a horde of
Just level 1 goblin. I don't have any good loot.
they run past you like a horde of bats. There's like a ton of them, and they like
They're
look.
just streaming past our feet.
Yeah, they look. One of them looks up at you and goes,
Don't go in there!
Oh my god, what?
There's something in there. It's attacking us.
Do you know what it is?
It's big guy, and his limbs, they're stretching.
Monkey D. Luffy.
Gobble, gobble!
I believe we found
rocket.
I believe we found our
Ooh.
chaotically touched friend.
Was he blue anywhere?
I didn't get to see that much. His eyes are glowing blue.
I do not like the color blue. This is not a good luck color.
I'm sorry.
and then he runs away.
Oh, that is very unusual.
Did it look like he had pronouns? I think this is a good spot to next time on Dragon Ball
Dun,
Z.
dun, dun.
Are you sure? 'Cause I have an
Next
ending plan.
time.
Oh, you have an ending plan,
Mhm.
dude?
You have an ending?
Oh shit!
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, give us your ending. Give us your ending.
If you got it.
Lay it on us.
Do you guys get into the cave?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
we gotta go. We have an obligation now.
I'll fight Freaky D. Luffy. It's fine.
Freaky.
You follow the path and you see a sign that says Koi Cape. And then another familiar language that you see, the unfamiliar language that you saw on the flyer. You guys step into this cave and it's full of glowing blue crystals. Looks kind of similar to the atmosphere with the glowing blue fungus, but this time it's rocks. Some snow has blown into the cave, but as you step inside, it gets a little bit warmer. And as you walk ahead cautiously, your tension grows as you see what looks to just be a completely normal elf with blue hair and blue freckles standing in the middle of the path.
Oh boy.
He picks up a goblin and tosses him, and you see the goblin scream and fall deep into a chasm.
Oh no!
Gary is unhooking his fucking sidearm.
I mean, I think it's implied that you probably want to take this guy.
Alive.
I know, but Gary's taken it out for self-defense purposes.
Self-defense gun.
Stand your ground.
This individual turns around and looks at you, and they say, "Oh, hello."
That's disconcerting.
Hello.
Jesus.
Hello?
You wouldn't happen to be a carpenter, would you?
I was a carpenter.
Was.
Yeah,
What are you doing to these goblins?
they're in my way.
In the way of what?
In the way of where I need to build.
What are you trying to build?
I need to turn myself into a cabin.
Yourself?
Yes. I'm a cabin.
Something incredibly fucked up is happening here. It's out of character.
Don't
but
like
still.
this. I don't like this. You don't need to cast a spell to make Flask afraid of that sentence.
Well, we know the drill. Take them alive.
Oh boy.
It's like, I think fixing this is above our pay grade.
Yes, perhaps capturing him would be best.
We are the Pokemon.
We are the Pokemon.
So you guys say this?
You are.
We're like whispering to each other.
You had an accident. I think you're a little confused.
I'm not confused at all.
How about you just come back this way?
Would you,
I can't. This is where I'm supposed to be.
Says who?
I just know. This is where I need to be.
would you stand still a moment?
For what?
Cabins do not move, correct?
I'm not a cabin yet. I need lumber.
I don't know what to do.
He reaches his hand out kind of, but it doesn't do much. He kind of just reaches it towards you guys. I assume you guys might flinch, but he doesn't seem to have any intentions behind his eyes. He looks as if he's hoping something will happen. Like you'll reach out to him, do something to save him.
Flask is looking at Sashimi, and he's like, rope.
Yeah, fuck.
I will do it if you do not wish to approach.
Sashimi will dig through the things to give you a rope.
Okay. Flask has a rope, and he will approach the person and take their hand.
You touch the hand?
Yes.
You touch this individual's hand.
And he's got the rope in the other hand.
Can you roll a d10?
Uh-oh. I knew it.
Which one?
We'll say.
The one with the little zero on it.
Oh, this one. Yes.
Yeah.
9.
You manage to take your hand away just as you see their fingers slowly start to meld together.
What the hell? Not a will save. What the fuck?
Their arm starts to twist and turn, their flesh melding into something. What looks to be a fully developed saw that would be used for cutting wood. This individual looks up at you, the life kind of leaving their eyes. They no longer look like they have hope. They no longer look like they want to be saved. Their other arm slowly starts to rotate, turning into another tool that one would use to form a home, a hammer. And then slowly his ears stretch out, longer and longer, twisting and turning, flesh creaking, their bones popping. And next session, we will roll for initiative.
Oh my god!
You are going to be taking out Warehouse.
Warehouse!
Oh my god!
That's fun.
What the fuck?
Tee. Gary, his eyes are just like, I've seen flesh move like that before.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I'm so glad that we got to record this session. This may be uploaded to YouTube. I don't know where it will be uploaded to, but once again, thank you for being part of our constellation, and we will be resuming this session next Wednesday.
Well, why didn't we think of Polaris fucking sooner? Our thing is called Our Constellation.
That's why I asked. That's why Did you think I was just sitting there for no
so
reason?
dumb.
I was running through every star name in my head.
Wow.
I was running fucking things like Pollux, Castor.